So we have this inequality. In order to solve, first of all, we are going to divide both sides by the absolute value of x minus 1. And this side by the absolute value x minus 1. And this implies that x plus 1 with absolute value is divided by with absolute value of x minus 1 is less than 3. But when we have this case, then we can write in this form everything with absolute value x plus 1 divided by x minus 1 in absolute value is less than 3. So now we have two cases. One case we have let's say we have x plus 1, so case 1. Case 1 we have x plus 1 divided by x minus 1 that is less than 3. And the other scenario we have case 2. We have x plus 1 divided by x minus 1 is greater than minus 1. So those two scenarios. Less than minus 3. And now let's say we go with the case 1. In the case 1, now we are going to both sides to subtract by 3, minus 3 both sides. And we get a minus 3 plus x plus 1 divided by x minus 1 is less than 0, because this can cancel. And now because x minus 1 is the same denominator we want to make, we can write the minus 3 times x minus 1. So everything is divided by x minus 1. And here is a plus x plus 1 is less than 0. So this is the case 1. And since we are here, so just let me expand a little bit. And if we are expanding now, and if we are cleaning up a little bit algebra in this case, we can come to this form. We can come to the form when everything is going to be equal with a minus x plus 2 divided by x minus 1, so is less than 0. But because I have a minus sign, if I'm multiplying everything with a minus 1, what I'm going to get, we are going to get x minus 2 divided by x minus 1 is greater than 0. Because when we are multiplying everything by minus 1, so the sign of the operator is going to change the direction. And now in this scenario, so now we can take x minus 1, the critical points. X minus 2 is equal with 0, so critical point is x is equal with 2. And we are taking this x minus 1, we equate with 0, and we find the other critical point, which is going to be equal with 1 when we solve it. And now we are going to look here how it's going to be this inequality in the number line. And inequality happens here. So the critical points are 1, and the other critical point is 2. And as we see here, if we are testing this region 1, if we're taking any number, let's say we are taking 0. If I'm taking 0 here and plugging 0 here, is going to be minus 2 divided by minus 1 is a positive, and any positive value is greater than 0. So it means that the graph is going to be positive, is going to hold. And here, this region is going to be part of the solution of this inequality because it's going to hold. And now if we are taking between 1 and 2, 1.5, let's say 1.5 minus 2 is minus 0.5, but here 1.5 minus 1 is a 0.5, is a positive. Negative divided by positive is a negative number. A negative number cannot be greater than 0, so this is a false. And we take in any number between 2 and infinity, let's say we take in a 3. 3 minus 2 is 1, positive 1, 3 minus 1 is 2, so it holds. It means that the part of the solution is going to be in this region here. So because it's going in this region, so let me make one sign here, so in which direction is going to be the solution. But the solution between 1 and 2 is not part of the solution. And if we are looking, for example, to write this in the form of the intervals, so let's say this is interval 1, or case 1, is from minus infinity to 1 and union from 2 to infinity. This is the part of the solution. If we are taking the other case, the case 2, the case 2 was x, so just let me see here what it was. It was x plus 1, okay, divided by x minus 1, and it was greater than minus 3. So this is case 2. Okay. And if we are adding both sides plus 3 and this side plus 3, then this is going to be equal to 0. What's going to happen? We have a x plus 1 and x minus 1 plus 3 is greater than 0. And now the same thing here, we find the same denominator, which is going to be x plus 1 divided by x minus 1 here, but on the top is going to be plus 3 times x minus 1 is greater than 0. And when we are working everything with this inequality, we are going to come to the form when 2x minus 1 is going to be x minus 1 greater than 0. So when we clean up this a little bit with the algebra, we are going to come to this equation here. But now the critical points here is going to be 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. So x is equal with 1 over 2 when we are solving for x. And the other critical point is going to be x minus 1 is equal to 0 when we are solving x is going to be equal with 1. And if we are looking here, for example, how is going to be this in number line, the solution of this inequality, of the inequality here is going to happen this way. So let me take here 1.5 and here is 1. If we are taking a number 0, if we are taking a 0, for example, and plugging here 0, 2 times 0 is 0, 0, and negative divided by negative is a positive, and it holds. So the solution is in this part here. And we are looking from between 1.5, 0.5, and to 1. Here is not going to be, because if I'm taking 1.5 here in x is going to be 3 minus 1 is 2, is a positive. But 1.5 minus 1 here, here is 1. If I'm taking 0.7 is not going to hold, because between 0.5 and 1, 0.7. 0.7 is negative, but here is going to be positive. Positive divided by negative is negative, so here it doesn't hold. But if we are taking, for example, 2 times 2 is 4, minus 1 is 3, and here 2 minus 1 is 1, so it's a positive by positive is a positive, and the other part of the solution is going to be in this region here. But between 1.5 and 1 is not going to be the part of the solution. And now, if we want to find the solution for the whole, this inequality, what it was on the top, so just let me go here. If we wanted to find the inequality of this inequality here, the solution, in what region is the solution, we can go in this way. So already I have this 1.5, and the other what it was, let me write a different color, and we already see the other solution in interval 1. So the solution is going interval 1 intersection with the interval 2. And we are looking, the other solution was, if we are recalling, it was from 1 to 2, okay? And between 1 and 2, what was the solution? Solution was this way. And we look in where is this intersection. But if we want to write this intersection more clearly, okay, so let me write it with some different colors to see more clearly what is the solution, okay, when they intersect. So I have 1.5, and I have 1, and the other is 2, and the other is 1 here, okay, and we look at where is solution. So one solution, let me see here, this with the green, here was the solution, and it was from 1 when they intersect. And the blue one, the solution was in this part, it was between 1 here, okay, and between 2, and we are looking where they intersect. If we are looking when they intersect, so here is the intersection, when they intersect both of them, and when they intersect both of them, they intersect here, okay. And what is the solution? Solution is from 1.5, it means from minus infinity to 1.5. So here is the solution. So here is the solution, and is from 2 is to infinity. So the solution I here is going to be, let me say, is from a minus infinity to 1.5, and union is from 2 to infinity. 2 to infinity. So this is the solution of this inequality. And here I'm